Ukraine has a list of all defense industry facilities on Russian territory, which was previously reported by the head of the GUR, Kirill Budanov. This was reported by military expert Yevgeny Diky on air on Radio NV, talking about how Ukraine selects targets for strikes against Russia. We rank these objects by priority, that is, by how important, critical and irreplaceable the things are for the Russians. And in accordance with this ranking on one hand, and with our technical capabilities and weather conditions on the other, we determine when and at which of these objects we need to look up. We know very well who does this and by what criteria. This is a real plan, a schedule. This is, you could say, a production process. Diky said. The Royal United Services Institute, RUSI, in London published a study on the development of the defense industry complexes of Russia, Ukraine and Europe from 2022 to 2024. According to the study, by the beginning of 2024, approximately 4.5 million people were working in Russia's defense industry complex. According to the Institute, the decision to mobilize industry was made on July 6, 2022. The Russian parliament passed pre-prepared amendments to several strategic laws. This created the legal framework for introducing certain elements of a wartime economy. As of the beginning of 2024, the overall register of defense industry enterprises in Russia included about 1,400 companies of all forms of ownership. The majority of these were state-owned. Over 977 of these companies were subordinated to the Ministry of Industry and Trade of Russia, 166 to the Ministry of Defense, 80 to the State Corporation for Space Activities, Roscosmos, and 43 to the State Atomic Energy Corporation, Rosatom. These changes affected the portfolio of several critically important companies. The State Corporation Rostec, which includes more than 800 industrial and scientific enterprises, was responsible for fulfilling about 40% of the state defense order in 2022. Another important aspect of the changes in Russian legislation was the opportunity to expand the workforce available to the defense industry. Specifically, last year, university students, technical school students, and even prisoners convicted of criminal offences were engaged in work. The involvement of these labour sources significantly reduces labour costs, as these workers are paid lower wages or are not paid at all. As of May 2024, about 34,000 prisoners in Russia were engaged in forced labour, both in the defense industry and in other sectors supporting the defense industry. It is planned to increase this number to 80,000 people in 2025.
The Russian Defense Ministry said on Tuesday that air and space forces shot down a Ukrainian Su-27 fighter aircraft. The announcement came a day after Ukrainian officials acknowledged the loss of the plane when trying to repel a drone attack. The Ukrainian officer from the 3rd Assault Brigade said that the crash was caused by pilot error, without providing any details. Some sources also suggested that the plane was mistakenly shot down by one of their own F-16 fighter aircrafts. However, today it was confirmed that Su-27 was destroyed by Russian troops. The video circulated in Russian media allegedly captured the moment of the plane crash. The soldiers of the occupying Russian army, who were under fire from the Ukrainian army, have released footage from their trenches. The occupiers, who are stuck in the mud, say that Ukrainian fighters are targeting them with artillery and drones. Russian soldiers who do not have communication means to contact other positions, cannot leave the trenches. As can be seen from the footage distributed on Telegram channels, there are wounded soldiers among Russians. They admitted that they were helpless in the face of Ukrainian army strikes and saw the way out in hiding in the trenches.
Принял! Выход! Кто на левом? А? Кто на левом? Иди сюда! Иди сюда! Ой! Блядь! Иди сюда! Они с двух орудий работают, беги сюда! Блядь, нихуя! Ай, на правую ногу не могу. А? Брат, беги, Искандер, блядь! Нихуя, смотрите. Братцы, хлопцы. Стой, стой. Чё? Не удрял. Давай, заходи. Боком пролази, братан. Сука. А мне осколок залетел в правую ногу, в левую. Выход! Бля, нихуя не пиздошит, пидорасы, а? Сколько время? 19:13. А где твой второй боец? На востоке. О, блядь! Ебать, пидорасы, сука! Да нахуй пошли, отстреляемся, блядь! Нихуя там дымоган, блядь, как уебали, а! Уроды ебаные! Чё?